But even with clever tactics, chronic low-level hunger persisted. It is the background hum of daily life, like a thread you cannot untangle. Fatigue compounds because the human body operates not just on food, but on rest, hydration, and metabolic rhythm. Medieval peasants rarely received consistent sleep. Nighttime chores, tending animals, household responsibilities, or the simple anxiety of making it to the next harvest stretched their evenings into vigilance. You do not rest fully, the body never attains a state of complete replenishment, and your morning meal becomes both a ritual and a token of fragile hope. Imagine running a marathon every day with half the hydration and a breakfast consisting of dry cereal mixed with water, and you begin to grasp the scale of exhaustion. The work itself carries additional stressors. Weather is unpredictable. Rain can turn furrows into sticky traps. Drought can transform soil into resistant, baked clay. Tools are rudimentary. A crooked plough handle or a dull blade becomes a personal affront. Every task is a negotiation with forces outside your control. Even small failures are amplified by the knowledge that every misstep might ripple through the household's survival strategy. You lift a basket of produce, and the handle digs into your palms. You stoop to collect fodder, and your knees send secret complaints up the spine. Your body becomes a ledger of effort and minor injuries. Another quirky note: some peasants develop local traditions to make work slightly more tolerable. Songs, chants, rhythmic calls, and informal competitions provided mental engagement and a tiny spark of enjoyment amid monotony. It is a reminder that humanity persists even under relentless conditions, that humour and communal participation can sneak into the harshest schedules. Imagine crooning a folkline to keep a scythe swinging evenly, or racing a neighbour to the next row, just to inject a moment of fun into misery. Small joys, fleeting but essential. And yet, the hunger continues to whisper. It is patient. It does not yell. It does not demand. It exists as a low-frequency awareness, an ever-present drum in your body. Your energy is only partially restored after your meagre breakfast. Your muscles are strained, your joints sore, and your stomach is perpetually reminding you that nothing in the diet fully aligns with the work required. Fatigue and hunger are entangled companions, both social and physiological. By mid-morning you are technically functioning, but only barely. Your body's mechanics are sound, but your spirit is aware of its limitations. By this point your morning has revealed a cruel symmetry. Labour drives exhaustion, scarcity drives hunger. Together they form a cycle that reinforces itself. Every bite eaten is simultaneously a blessing and a reminder that it will not be enough. Every hour worked is simultaneously progress and evidence of limitation. Medieval peasants exist in a delicate balance between survival and depletion, and that balance is fragile, endlessly negotiable, and frequently tested by forces beyond any individual's control. So, as you trudge through the soil, feeling the heat or dampness, listening to the wind or neighbourly complaints, it becomes clear why medieval peasants were perpetually tired and hungry. Their lives are a continuous negotiation with scarcity, effort, and uncertainty. Every movement, every bite, every breath is part of a system that demands more than it easily gives. The sun climbs higher, and the rhythm of the day has settled into its familiar, relentless cadence. Your arms ache as if gravity itself has taken a personal interest in your misery, and your legs are starting to feel like well-oiled machines that have been intentionally misaligned. You pause for a moment, not because you have the luxury of rest, but because you are calculating how long before the next chore, the next stretch of work, or the next mouthful of meagre sustenance. Hunger is now a persistent companion, not an occasional whisper. It is woven into your consciousness, a soft but insistent drumbeat that guides every decision, every movement. Medieval peasants rarely enjoyed variety in their diet. Mainstream historical studies indicate that in much of Europe, peasant meals were dominated by a few staple items: coarse bread, pottage, and sometimes ale or weak beer. The monotony might feel crushing, but it served a practical purpose. the diet provided enough calories to perform grueling labour, even if it lacked the nutrients to truly sustain long-term health. You chew mechanically, your jaw growing tired as your stomach protests, yet there is no alternative. This is your fuel, and it is unforgivingly basic. A quirky tidbit. In some regions, peasants would occasionally add insects to their pottage or bread, not because they enjoyed it, but because it was a practical and available source of protein. Imagine gently stirring what you hope is a respectable vegetable stew, only to discover a cricket has joined the party. It is a small, awkward truth about survival that modern cookbooks would never dare to include. Yet, in the quiet corners of history, such innovations were a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. Historians still argue whether peasants universally suffered from protein deficiencies, or if regional differences allowed for occasional supplementation through dairy, fish, or foraged foods. Some communities, particularly those near rivers, lakes, or the sea, could access protein more consistently, while inland villages relied heavily on grains. Regardless, the energy demands of labour often outpaced the nutritional supply, ensuring that fatigue and hunger were near constant companions. Your day is punctuated by trips to the water source, each journey an exercise in patience and calculation. Buckets must be filled, carried and balanced with precision. A misstep means a soggy garment, a scalding spill or a minor injury, all of which your body protests silently. Water,